This is Long Way to the Top, and I'm your host, Shayne Brian. From the soaring guitar on Everybody Wants to Rule the World to the massive stadium tours of Robbie Williams, Neil Taylor's quietly become one of the most influential guitarists behind some of the biggest sounds of the last 4 decades. As a session player and touring musician, Neil helped shape the sound of Tears for Fears during their Imperial phase, playing on albums like Songs from the Big Chair and The Seeds of Love. He later spent a decade in Robbie Williams' live band after recording guitar on albums like Sing When You're Winning, Escapology. Along the way, he's worked with artists like Tina Turner, Morrissey, Natalie Imbruglia, all the way from Australia, and Chris de Burgh. His guitar work is melodic, emotional, instantly recognisable, especially that unforgettable solo in Everybody Wants to Rule the World, which has become one of the defining moments of the 1980s and especially my life. Tonight, Neil Taylor joins me to talk about the songs, the sessions, the stadiums, the pressure of playing iconic parts live, and what it's really like being the guitarist trusted by some of the biggest names. Neil Taylor, welcome to the show.
Oh, welcome. Thank you. So it's nothing about my hair.
Nothing about the hair. I'm not mentioning the hair because I've got none. and no one comes close to introduction. No one comes close to Andy from The Sweet anyway. So he's got the best hair in the industry still.
Yeah.
Now, did I cover everything off in that introduction?
Yeah. I mean, there were some things in there that I forgot about. No, that was great. Yeah, really
well, good. Hopefully we'll be able to cover some of those things off, and even go, before Tears for Fears when you were first sort of kicking off and starting. So let's get into it. I mean, what first pulled you towards the guitar as a kid growing up in England?
Well, the first artist I really loved was Mark Bolan and T-Rex.
Oh, yes.
I went out when I was quite young and I bought Sgt. Pepper's album.
Yeah.
And I played it and I didn't like it. So I got my dad to take me back to the record store and I swapped it for Electric Warrior. And I was up and running then. I was loving it. I had when I was 4, I had an acoustic guitar, but I never used it to play. I didn't know how to play it. So it was only when really I used to watch Top of the Pops every week. Always, that was my favourite programme. But it was only when Status Quo came on one evening. I'd never heard of Status Quo before, and they did Caroline.
Yeah.
And I just loved the sound of it, the power, and it was a really good song. And then I bought Pile Driver by Status Quo, and then I got really into Status Quo. I saw them when I was about 13 in Bristol at the Colston Hall. And the next day I went out and bought like a jean waistcoat, white t-shirt, flares, jean flares. And I was really into it from then. And then I started playing guitar. My mum and dad bought me a Shaftesbury Les Paul.
Yeah.
Which I still have here, actually. And then I went to guitar lessons with my best friend from school, and we ended up just playing like for a few months together, like doing these guitar lessons. And then eventually my dad used to go to a pub in Bristol called the Pied Horse with my mum on a Saturday evening. He came back one evening, he said, "I've got you an audition." And I was 16 at the time.
Yeah. And
my first reaction was, I don't want to do it. But he made me go down the following Saturday. He made me go down to audition with this band, and they were called Good Question. and I played with them. I was really nervous, but I played with them, and I got the gig straight away.
Yeah.
And from that time on, all I could think about was playing in the band, and we played a show a couple of weeks later, and I sang lead vocals on a song called Big Fat Mama by Status Quo.
Right.
And my mum and dad were there. They never knew I even sang. I never sang in front of them. And they couldn't believe it. But then I kind of started in Bristol going with different bands. I ended up with a band called Sneak Preview, which led us to be on a an album called Avon Calling back in 1979, I think it was.
What a novel name for an album.
Yeah, and it was quite an iconic album of its time. And it had lots of different kind of Bristol bands on this album. And we got on that album, and there were a couple of guys from Bath who heard my guitar solo on it, and they came to see me in Bath play with my band, and then they said, will you come and play on our record? Now, this band at the time was called Neon.
Yes.
And it was the two guys that formed the band Naked Eyes.
Yes.
Who became very big.
Yes, massive, yes.
So I went to Crescent Studios in Bath, and I played the guitar on their song called, it escapes me now, oh God, Communication Without Sound, it was called.
Right.
And the bass player playing that was a guy called Curt Smith.
Right.
We were around the same age. I was about like 18, 19 by this time, I think.
Yeah.
And then they asked me to go and play some shows with them around the area, which I did. I played about 5 shows with them. Curt Smith was playing bass for them.
Yeah.
And I remember we played Mole's Club in Bath, and Roland came along, and he was stood right in front of me. Always remember it. And he was watching me play. And I kind of knew of him from the band he was with Curt before. It was a kind of ska band. I forget, but the name escapes me now. But anyway, so I left the band, and the next time I heard anything about Curt and Roland was I came home from work one evening, and my mum had Top of the Pops on, and there were these two guys on there, and I thought, I know them, and it was Curt and Roland. They'd formed a band, Tears of Fears, and it was Mad World.
Yeah, right.
And they were playing Mad World, and I remember coming home in my work clothes. I was a builder. Yeah. And I thought, God, what a mistake I made. I've left that band. Anyway, go forward about 3 or 4 months later, I went to a party just outside of Bath, and I bumped into Curt. And of course, this was way before the time of computers and
yes,
handy phones or whatever. And he said, we've been trying to contact you. We lost contact. We're doing a tour. We want you to play guitar.
Yeah.
So I ended up doing a tour with them in 1983 called Going Far, Getting Nowhere Tour. It was a UK tour.
Yeah.
And to me, that was amazing. I mean, it was just full of screaming girls at this point, for Tears for Fears.
Yes.
And they were jumping on stage, and I thought, this is amazing. I love this, And then after that tour, they asked me one evening to go. Ian Stanley, the keyboard player, called me up because I was living in Bath at this point. He said, could you come up and do a guitar solo for us? I said, yeah, sure. When? He said, well, can you come up now? So I jumped in the car, went up, and they'd been fiddling around with this idea. And it was for an idea, just the chorus for Everybody Wants to Rule the World. And said, look, we haven't finished this song yet, but we know we want a guitar solo at the end. And they had the guitar, he had the kind of sound set up, and I just played, and I did 2 takes, and I think they used the first half of the first take and the second half of the second take.
All improvised?
Sorry?
All improvised?
Yeah. I mean, it was, and I just played. I didn't really know what I was doing. I was just like, I mean, even to this day, I listen to that show. Like, where the hell did that come from? I really don't know. But yeah. And I was there literally for like half an hour once I had a cup of coffee or whatever. And they said, yeah, great. And of course, I played the other solo on the album, a song called Broken.
Yes.
Which I did them roughly around the same time. And I got paid £200 per solo.
Oh, really?
And I was thinking, I mean, this was back in 1984. And I was thinking, wow, this is what I should be doing for a living, know? I mean, it was quite a lot of money back then.
And you don't think of it at the time. You don't think of it at the time, oh, maybe I should take a couple of points in this song, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, of course. Yeah. I mean, well, the only good thing about it, I mean, I do get royalties from it.
Right.
Because there's a part, each record has a a 50-50 cut, I think it is, with 50 for the artist and 50 for the musicians.
Yeah.
Just the kind of performance royalty.
Yeah.
And so 50% goes to the other performers on that track.
Yeah.
Now, I was quite lucky because there were only another 2 performers on that track, and that was Chris Hughes and Ian Stanley.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's still to this day. I mean, you know, it's been amazing for me, really, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, it's still generating quite a lot of money.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah.
Well, and I'm sure for the band and everybody else. So in that was good, but no one knew about like the musicians' royalty. Only like 15, 20 years ago, it started coming out that, I just had checks turning up. I mean, it's ever so weird. Wow. But now everybody knows about it, you know. But so that was, and then after that, Chris Hughes, their producer, started using me for things. And then the word just got around, and I ended up going down a path I didn't want to do. I think we spoke about it before, but I didn't really want to become a session player. I wanted to be in a band, singing the songs and writing the songs. But sessions kept coming in, and this was back in the 80s. There was a lot of money around then, you know, and so I ended up going from one job to another, and I never really enjoyed it, to be honest. It was never. I mean, I always had that thing of, I wonder if driving to the studio, wondering whether I was going to be able to come up with the goods or not. And it was that lack of confidence, and I've always had it.
But when you're working with them in the studio, surely there's a moment that comes up that they go, you know, hey Neil, what do you think about this?
Yeah, and that was always the sessions I enjoyed. If I went into a session, they gave me a chord chart, but just show me the chords. It was like, for me, it was like being back at school, and I would like, oh my God, it's like something like a form I had to fill out or something. It's just like I had that thing about it, and I couldn't see the chords because I just saw a blank piece of paper. Yeah, and that's what I used to hate. And I used to fumble around trying to, what's that chord? And I used to love the sessions where I used to go in and generally, I mean, this generally happened quite a lot. The producers would get me in for what I could add to the song that they were working on. So they'd go in and say, right, this is the song. We're not going to tell you anything about it. Just play over it. So I wouldn't even know the key. And they'd record it, and sometimes you get magic happen because you never heard the song before, and you just play, and you think you're finding your way around, and you do a note here or put a chord there. So, that's good, you know. And and once that was done, the producer would invariably go, right, let's. I like that part you were trying to do there. Let's work on that. And I knew by that point, it's like, oh, great, I'm glad I did this now. You know. Yeah.
Did you get a feeling though,
for
during those sessions? Did you get a feeling for the album? Like, for example, Seeds of Love, very, very different album to Songs from the Big Chair. You know, when you were working on Seeds of Love and some of the songs on that, did you realize it was a very different album stylistically?
Oh yeah. Yeah, very different. I mean, because I think with the influence of Alita Adams as well, I think that kind of shifted the way that they thought about stuff, and it became a bit more soul-y and bluesy, but still maintaining the kind of the 80s of Tears for Fears. And that was a kind of a very fraught album to do as well, because Curt and Roland weren't really talking at that point. So it was, I remember doing it, we did it all at the Townhouse. And I played on the Badman song. We did like something like 50 or 60 takes of it with Manu Katché on drums, Pino Palladino. And I never got on that song in the end. And that was Robbie McIntosh that played all the slide and the solo, which is fantastic. I mean, you know, I'm not a slide player like that at all. I mean, he's got that bluesy, soul-y kind of feel to his playing. I love Robbie McIntosh's playing. And the song that I did play on was Woman in Chains. Yeah. And I remember being in Real World Studios with them for 2 days, and they were arguing about whether it's going to be real drums or the Fairlight drums.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but I ended up playing on that, and I played a bit on Year of the Knife as well. I didn't really do much on the songs from the big chair, to be honest. I did 2 solos. That was all I did. If I look back at it.
Did they bring you in on tours and things like that? It was just
well, yeah. I ended up doing the 1990 tour.
Yeah.
With Alita Adams, Sowing the Seeds of Love tour, and that I think that was a 9-piece band back at that point. That was great. We played. I think we almost played 100 shows.
Ooh, wow.
on that tour. And that was the last tour I did with them, because at that point we played Nebworth. The Nebworth was the last show. It was very apparent that Curt and Roland weren't really getting on at all. So that was the last gig I ever did with Tears for Fears, which in 1990.
Yeah. Yeah, and then of course, continuing with your session work, you then fall into Robbie Williams' world.
Yes, yeah.
How did that happen?
I mean Well, I mean, it came out of the blue. I had a phone call, and it was Guy Chambers.
Yeah, right. Wow.
And he said, "Hello, Neil. My name's Guy Chambers. I'm working with Robbie Williams, and we think you're the man for the job to come and play some guitar on his album." And I was like, "Whoa, really?"
Yeah.
And that was a bit nerve-wracking. But again, I mean, the thing was, I think the connection there was I had a band that we had a record deal. This was around the same time as 1983, 1984. We had a record deal with a record company called Magnet Records. And my band was called Violent Blue. And the guy that engineered and produced one of the tracks for Violent Blue was a guy called Steve Power. Right. And Steve was the co-producer and engineer for Robbie Williams, and he was working with Guy. And I think Guy heard about me from someone else. But then once Steve heard that, I'm thinking of using Neil Taylor, I think, he's great. Yeah, well, let's get him in.
Yeah.
And the first thing I played on, I think, was Rock DJ.
Rock DJ. And Come Undone.
Yeah.
It was the other one that you played on.
Yeah. Come Undone was later on. That was the next album. But it was Rock DJ on Sing While You're Winning. Kids. I think I did about 90% of the guitars on that album.
Yeah.
On Sing While You're Winning.
Such a good album.
That was a great time for me, this is amazing being a part of it. Yeah. And of course, I went in to do Love Supreme, and Rob was actually there. He was never there for all the other sessions I did. And I kind of met him briefly, and that was it. And then they asked me back to do Escapology, and we did it at Ocean Way Studios in LA. And that's when I met Rob properly. And after the 2 weeks of working with him, he then asked if I would like to be in his band. That was as long as the other guitar player, Phil Eisler, had other opportunities going on. So Phil couldn't do the tour. Yeah. So then they contacted me. I had to wait about 2 or 3 months to find out whether I had it or not. But yeah, and then I was with him for 10 years.
I mean, that must be that like you're talking about that point where you wish you were in a band instead of just doing session work, and then suddenly you're doing live band with bloody Robbie Williams. I mean, that's insane.
I know, and the most amazing feeling for me was that I was playing a lot of it.
Yeah.
Was from Escapology. A lot. Yeah, it was a lot. Was from Escapology and Sing While You're Winning, and I had a lot of. I did a lot of guitars on those 2 albums, and so I was actually playing my guitar parts. I actually did in the studio live, which was nice. Yeah. Very nice.
Yeah, and of course we're not talking little shows here, right? This is right when his stardom really hit. So we're talking 100,000 people.
Yeah.
You know, standing there with a guitar in your hands. I mean, was that surreal to you to stand out there in front of that?
Yeah. I mean, it was very surreal. We did Nebworth, 3 nights at Nebworth.
Yeah. Which has
Rob.
become legendary. 2003. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, literally, when you looked out, all you could see was a sea of people. You just couldn't see any ground or anything. You could see some of the burger stands right at the back, you know. But yeah, I mean, that was very, very surreal, and that was amazing. You know, it was the height of my career as a kind of hired hand, really. You know, we were in 5-star hotels, private jets, the whole way with Rob. And that was amazing. But it was funny. Some nights you'd be out there and you see all these people enjoying it so much, and I have this feeling creep over me, and it's like, this is as good as it's going to get. I mean, this is the top of my game now. I mean, where'd you go from here? And I used to get a bit morose about it, you know, on stage, thinking, blimey, it's
all down here, downhill from here, mate. You know?
Well, yeah. So that was like, I was almost there. I ran 10 years with Robbie.
Yeah.
And then after that, I decided to start releasing some solo albums, which I did.
Yeah.
And I toured quite a lot with them. It took me to South Africa. I went to Ukraine.
Yeah.
Just before the revolution.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think we spoke about it last time, didn't we?
Yeah, we did briefly. Yes.
Yeah. And that was very strange.
What was it like? I mean, what was it like? That feeling? It must have been, you know, sort of simmering there in the background while you were performing. You must have known that there was something going on.
Yeah, I mean, it would pass. Yeah. It would pass, and then come on, pull yourself together. You know.
Yeah.
Why worry about that? And that kind of work. But I had that feeling occasionally, not very often, but I did get it a couple of times.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Working with all of those incredible artists throughout the years, and you know, Tina Turner and Morrissey as well, and you've stepped out and you've done your own solo material. Was it, I'm going to use the word creatively intimidating to, after years of helping other people's music, for you to be going and doing your own? Were there moments of, oh shit, can I really do this?
What, doing my own stuff or
doing your own stuff?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, when I decided to do the album, my first album, I was like, I was worried about what everybody was going to think of it.
Yeah.
That was my main thing. And I remember when the first day I rocked up to Robbie's rehearsals, Guy Chambers said to me, he said, "Neil, do you sing?" I said, "No, I don't." Even back then, I couldn't bring myself to sing.
Damn it.
Yeah, and I could sing.
Yeah.
So it was all about like, are my songs going to be good enough? Is my voice going to be good enough? And 5 albums later, you know, I've still got another album in the can that I haven't released yet.
But all that work you did, and this, I guess this goes with everything. Like, it doesn't matter whether you're, you know, a radio announcer, even, you know, you do all this work, and you've done it for years, but there's still that element of, oh, I don't know whether I can do it.
Yeah. It's a bit of a confidence thing, isn't it? But where I feel most comfortable, I think, like I said last time, where I feel most comfortable is what I'm doing now, in terms of like, if it's my own stuff, or with the Blue Water Giants, I'm part of the creation of this thing.
Yeah.
And I can do that. It's just like going into the unknown. Like, if I had to go do a session,
yes.
Could I do it? But that's all gone now, because if I do any sessions, I do them from home.
Yeah.
You become an engineer, producer, and you just decide on everything. really, and then send it away.
The industry's completely changed. Yeah.
I was completely and utterly changed. I mean, I can't remember the last time I went into a studio and actually recorded guitar. I can't remember. It must be at least 10 years ago, maybe 15. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's all changed.
Yeah.
It has really changed. And it's very difficult for any artist to get off the ground these days.
Yeah. Yeah.
Really is.
I mean, after decades in music and doing your own stuff as well, what is it that still excites you creatively?
It's being creative.
Yeah.
Being creative is, it's a great feeling getting up in the morning and think, right, I got that song I've got to finish off. I've got to do a bit of a solo there. I've got to do this. I've got to play a bit of bass on that part. I mean, that's what keeps me going every day.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's being part of a band. It's even better. And when I was 16, 17, that's where I was at, and I've done a full circle, and I'm loving being in a band.
Yes.
Yes. And you know what you're doing. Because you're coming up with the parts, and you have a huge say in what's going to come out on the record.
Yeah.
It's great.
And speaking of going full circle, so here you are, right? And when you first, joined Blue Water Giants, you've got, John Rhino from Status Quo playing with you. It must have been even at your age now, it must have been a real, like, how did this happen? He's my idol.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Because, Status Quo were a big part of my musical life.
Yes.
I mean, I bought about 3 or 4 albums after Big Pile Driver.
Yes.
And Rhino had been with Status Quo for like 30 years or something. Mm-hmm. And I'd never met him before. And so we did a rehearsal together, and I was really worried about joining the Blue Water Giants then. And I thought, I wonder if I can do this.
Yes.
And we were playing, and I remember him saying something about we were doing one of the Quo songs, and he said, no, that's not right. I thought, oh fuck, oh God, what have I done wrong? It was after the second or third show, I met his wife Kath, and I was talking to her. I said, do you know what? I was really, really, I was so nervous about meeting Rhino. And she laughed, said, do you know what? He was really nervous about meeting you too. So it was kind of nice. And, we get on great, Rhino and I.
Yeah.
Really down-to-earth guy. Lovely, great to be around.
So you say you can meet your idols, yeah?
Yeah.
How about that? How about that?
Yeah, it's great. And also, of course, he's a great bass player.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really, really good, solid bass player.
Now, we're going to get to your new single very shortly, but I just want to talk about the legacy and the reflection after all of these years, 40 years down the track after Everybody Wants to Rule the World, and you hear it on radio today still. What goes through your mind?
It's funny, I got a bit blasé about it now because you hear it so many times.
Yeah.
The only thing that really goes through my mind is when it comes to my solo, is like, right, when are the DJs going to start talking? That's my thing with it, because they invariably do. Once it gets to that solo, right, the next record, that was
talk over it.
And I'm like,
but they either talk over the start or talk over the ending, right? I mean,
that's right. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's and it's the same. Rock DJ. I did a guitar solo on that, and that's at the end, of course, and that gets talked over quite a lot as well.
And I've got to say, Rock DJ, one of my all-time karaoke songs. I just want to put that out there. I can't sing. I can't play the guitar, but I'm a karaoke warrior. What can I say?
Oh, brilliant. funny enough, because I mean, we do a few of the songs that we've been involved with,
Yes.
like Josh from Procol Harum, of course, and we do a couple of Status Quo songs, but we do original stuff as well, obviously.
Yes.
But I haven't even spoke to the guys about this, but I think I want to do a version of Rock DJ.
That'd be great.
And make it our own.
Yes. Yes.
And make it much more rock.
Yes.
In pop.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've started doing like not a lot, but I do all the rap.
Do you really? Which is sensational.
Yeah. And I mean, it's funny because people don't expect it, and I really, really enjoy it. And I learned that from Rob, and I also learned a lot from my son, because he's a great singer, but he's also a great rapper, and so I learned a lot, you know.
Do you find, I mean, like you're talking, you know, genres colliding here. Do you find though that creatively it just really, you know, excites you that you're now doing some rap, you know, and that your son does rap, you know?
Yeah. But the thing that I love about doing the rap is when you look out at the people, they've all got a grin on their face, you know, because it's like, wow, I didn't expect him to do that, you know. You know, a 65-year-old guy doing a rap.
But even with kids, you know, there's two different versions of Kids that was released. There was his version, and then there was Kylie's version on her album that hasn't got the rap. And
no, that's right. Yeah,
it's always the one without the rap that gets played on radio, and it's like, play the one with the rap. I want to sing along to it.
Yeah. I think that there might be some politically incorrect words in the rap.
Might be
at the end.
I think there is,
and that you know, everybody seems to be very careful about that these days.
Well,
but we've done that live. We've done that live with Blue Water Giants rap, and I do the rap at the end.
I'm pretty sure there's some topics in Rock DJ that, or is it Give No Head No Backstage Passes? Is that Rock DJ or is that Kids? Rock DJ.
That's right. That's Rock
that
DJ.
gets played on radio.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Now, let's talk about Blue Water Giants, because, you know, the new single is out. How's it gone?
Yeah, I mean, it's been well received. It's been in the Heritage chart.
Yeah.
It's at number 46 at the moment, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, seeing it's the first single, it hasn't done too bad. But I mean, to be honest, we're a new band.
Yeah.
And releasing the single, we weren't expecting it to like become this massive hit.
Yeah.
We released it for the fact that it might make it a little bit easier going out there and playing some shows.
Yeah.
You know, people will hear about the band. It's one way of getting the name out there a bit more.
Yes.
So that was the main reason we released it. We will be releasing another one in the next couple of months, I would imagine.
Yes.
And then we got to finish off the album. But to me, it's all about getting out there and playing some live shows.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. I mean, whereas many years ago, you know, people used to do live shows to promote their albums. Now it's the other way about.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And
well, because you earn more money on the live shows, right?
Yeah, and of course, and there's merchandise as well that, you know, helps.
I know we are going to put the link to the Heritage charts as well, because we want everyone to vote for that. So, you know, if you're listening to this, it's called Dangerously in Love. You want to be, you know, we make sure you click the link. Brilliant. I'm going to put on the description. I think working with all of these artists now that have all come from, you know, different bands, and you know, you've got Josh, obviously Procol Harum, you've got Mel, who's, you know, from Simple Minds, and you know, you've worked with the likes of John Rhino, and it is really a super group, right? Are you putting the call out to any other, musicians that you'd like to come along and join on the album?
Well, Roachford would be a nice one to have on the album.
I love Roachford's sound. Love his singing.
Yeah. I mean, he knows of us, and I mean, he would be good to guest on the album.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see. I mean, I'd like, because Mel sings. I'd like Mel to sing a track on the album as well. He's his voice is a little bit like Seal.
Wow.
So
really?
So that would be great, and it's nice having a drummer that sings.
Yes. Yeah.
I
know.
And what a powerhouse he is. He is. Yeah. He's amazing.
And I think the fact that you've all come from different bands and you're now coming together collectively, it must be a real creative powerhouse.
Yes, yeah, it is. It really is. I suppose Josh and I are at the helm of the kind of writing side.
Yes,
but at the moment, we both have no problem with the others if they want to write. That's absolutely cool by us. But we seem to be the ones with that are kind of like talking every day and moving it along.
Yes.
But once we're up and running, I think things will change a lot. I mean, we've got a kind of we have a tour in September. Really, we got like 5 or 6 shows every weekend.
Yeah,
not 5 or 6 shows every weekend. But
I was going to say that's a lot of shows, right?
All the way through September.
Spread them out a bit.
We're headlining a festival called Bunk Fest in September.
Yeah,
and we're playing the Southampton Boat Show, which is quite a big thing, I think.
Yeah,
and we're going to be playing in my near my home, like 5 miles from it. It's in a place called Trowbridge, of all places. It's a lovely old town hall.
Yes.
We've got about 5 or 6 shows, so I'm really looking forward to that. And again, that helps with boosting the name up there and getting people to talk about it. Because there's only a certain amount you can do on Facebook and all the social media. You need to get out there and play. And
once you've got your album as well, then you've got you can then go to bands that are touring, bigger bands, and say,
yes, exactly,
put us on,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean that would be a great thing to get on a support tour with the right artist.
Yeah.
That would be brilliant. We'd love to do that.
Yeah.
But I can't believe that at my age I'm like a little kid again.
I love it.
I mean, I feel
I love it.
I feel like I'm back to when I was 17, 18 years old.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah.
It's
like you've basically just gone, okay, I've done all of that. Now I'm going to start again here. And that's probably, I think about when Paul McCartney left the Beatles and just went and just did his own thing, and then eventually they went, oh, well, let's create a band. Let's call it Wings, and everybody joins in and helps, like that to me is like, well, you've done the big stuff. Let's go back to our grassroots again.
Yeah. That's that's how it feels. That's how it feels. It's like I feel like a kid in a sweet shop, I suppose.
Now, if you could go back and give your younger self one piece of advice before the journey started, what would it be?
Not to turn down anything.
Yeah.
I mean, there's one certain thing, really. That's what I'm harking back at. What's that old saying? Don't look a gift horse in the mouth.
In the mouth, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Is that the phrase?
That's the phrase. Never look a gift horse in the mouth. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And that there was one thing that I wish I would have done, and I could have done it.
Yeah.
because I had my band Violent Blue in 1985. We were in the studio recording an album with the engineer producer Tim Palmer, and I had a call from Tears for Fears saying, like, we want you to come on tour with us. You know, if they just had a #1 in America.
Yeah.
And I was contracted to the record company, and there was 4 of us in the band, and we were all on £50 a week each, right?
No,
and 2 of them just had kids as well. So I took all this on board, and I decided I can't do it. Because we were doing our own album. I'm thinking, well, I'm really into doing my own album. But that was a regret. It was it was a major regret of my career not to do the Tears for Fears tour. Because that might have elevated me into another area altogether.
Yeah.
I just don't know. But halfway through the tour, they called me again, said, we still want you to come and do the tour. And I said, I can't. And I spoke to my record company about it at the time. And now I would have thought that they would have been like, great, this is a great platform.
Yes.
You know, yeah, brilliant. You're going on tour with Tears for Fears, it's going to be massive. And then you got your band Violent Blue. This is perfect.
Yeah.
And they said, We'll sue you and Tears for Fears if you do it. I also remember the director saying, "No, we'll sue you and Tears for Fears for doing it. You can't do it." Yeah. And so I, with all that stuff going on in my head, I had to say no.
Yeah.
But that was my biggest regret of my career, not doing that tour.
Oh, that's
really
a shame. That is a shame.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to ask some rapid-fire questions. We're not going to get as deep as what that was because I don't want you walking away thinking about your regret. Okay. Just quick answers here. Favorite guitar riff of all time?
Oh, Caroline, State Square.
Okay. Most underrated guitarist ever?
Neil Taylor.
Neil Taylor. one album that every guitarist should own.
Sorry?
One album that every guitarist should own.
Oh, that would be Made in Japan by Deep Purple.
Oh, that's a good answer. I like that one. Given the fact that you've played other songs now, most difficult song to play live?
That would be any Status Quo song, to be honest.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's not. Everybody thinks it's just a 12-bar blues. I mean, it's not. Yeah. It's quite difficult. I thought that first of all, but no.
Yeah.
That's a bit of a long answer, but sorry.
Yeah. No, that's good. Guitar solo you wish you'd written?
Oh, Child in Time, the live version.
Oh, really?
Deep Purple.
Yeah.
I mean, that one that got on Made in Japan, phenomenal. Yeah. And I've tried playing it many, many times, and I can't play it.
And
play the
of course,
whole thing.
Ian doesn't sing it anymore because he just can't get to
too high. Yeah,
which is a shame.
Yeah.
Okay, biggest backstage disaster.
I remember being on the road with Chris de Burgh, and he had a young guy that was looking after like his water on stage and all that, and he had to wash his clothes. I think in his dressing room, in that they had a washing machine in there. Anyway, the washing machine burst and went all over the floor. But I'm sure there's another one, but I can't think of one at the moment.
The most emotional moment that you've had on stage?
Playing Angels at Nebworth or any night, because that was my dad's favourite song of all time.
Oh, nice.
And my dad died like 25, 26 years ago now.
Yeah.
But and he just died when I joined Robbie's band in 2003. He died in the January, and I was touring with Robbie by like May or whatever. And so that would, I used to have a tear on stage at that time, and I can see him now. He used to watch his videos, Rob's videos. You go, look at that. Look at Robbie there. He's funny, isn't he? He used to love him. He used to love him.
Well, I think I have to go back and watch Nebworth concert now.
Yeah.
Incredible. Final question. Who really does want to rule the world?
Who really does want to rule the world?
Yeah, I don't.
No. Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure every artist would like to rule the world
Yes.
in the music sense. But no one. I don't think anybody would like to rule the world.
Yeah, maybe one or two. We won't talk about them. This is a music podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's not get political.
Let's not. Look, it's been an absolute pleasure chatting with you again for the second time, and I've loved really sort of getting in and finding out more about you and your incredible life of. I mean, a lot of coincidences that have happened, a lot of pinch yourself moments that have happened, and I know that that there is a regret or two, but I don't know. I think a lot of people would love to have your experience. Yeah,
when I look back at what I've done and what I've achieved, I mean, it's amazing for me to look back on it. But sometimes it's very easy to become blasé and think, oh, I wish I would have done more. Wish I would have done more of this. And I'm on a different journey with the Blue Water Giants, and it's whatever. I mean, I've achieved a lot, and if I don't achieve any more, so what? You know, don't make any difference, does it?
Yeah,
really.
I think what the beauty about Blue Water Giants is, you guys are just enjoying yourself. You're getting out there and enjoying yourself, and without that pressure. Yeah.
Well, I mean, we definitely love to come to Oz, and that would be brilliant.
That
because
should definitely happen.
I mean, it's a great place for music as well.
Yeah. Did you tour
really
Australia with Robbie? Yeah. I thought you would.
Yeah. I remember we used to stay in Sydney, where the bridge is, Sydney Bridge. There's a nice hotel right on the side of it.
Yeah.
Forget the name of it now, but I mean, we toured there quite a lot.
Yeah, he loves Australia.
Quite a lot.
It's his second home.
Yeah. He does. Yeah. I mean, it's a fantastic place to tour.
Yeah, and I remember him saying that you can, like he said, literally, he's like, I can go to the beach and no one really gives a shit that it's Robbie Williams. They might be like, "Hey, Robbie, how you going?" But they don't really care. It's not like pressure. And I think that's the beauty about it. Yeah. Well, there you go. Come on over. Enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic.
I'm still trying to think of an underrated guitar player. I can't think of one.
I liked your first answer. What are you talking about? Look, fantastic. Yeah, and I'm going to put all the links for the new single, and also the if you want to vote for
the Heritage,
the song, the Heritage Chart.
Heritage Chart, yeah, brilliant.
And looking forward to the next single and the album when it finally comes out. And please do it on vinyl. I want a copy of it on vinyl.
Oh, I know. I mean, we've already spoke about that. We definitely do an album on vinyl.
Yeah,
definitely.
It's the way you got to listen to it now.
Yeah, of course you are. Yeah, much better.
Neil Taylor, thank you so much.
Thanks, Shayne. That was really enjoyable.
Thanks for listening. I hope you've enjoyed this episode of Long Way to the Top. Hit plus or follow to subscribe to the podcast, and head over to Facebook at The Long Way to the Top Podcast and give us a like. Keep on rocking, and I'll catch you on the next episode of Long Way to the Top.